Bachelor of Science, Veterinary Science in Sri Lanka, and he also holds a Master in Public Administration. He studied at the Peradenia University. He's the current Provincial Director of Department of Animal Production and Health in the Northern Province, and he has about 25 years of government service with Animal and Health Department. I'm not even 25, wow. Okay, so here we go, Dr. S.Vaseeharan, and he's going to give us an insight of challenges faced by the northern farmers. You have 15 minutes, Dr. S.Vaseeharan. The stage is all set for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ragunan. And I am a pleasure to participate in this event because this is the most distinguished guest for my presentation. Actually, I prepared a presentation for this, but fortunately my computer went, so was attacked by some virus, and now I am in difficult, so I am not in a position to use computer for giving a presentation, PowerPoint presentation. But even though the previous speakers have already mentioned even issues and challenges, they have also mentioned. But as a provincial director for this sector, the Northern Province, I am working as a provincial director for last 8 years. I think until my retirement, I'll be in the same position, I hope. I don't like to go further to the Peradenia or other higher official places, but I like to work in this sector in Northern Province throughout my life. So that is one of my ambition. And again, if I try to the challenges and issues faced by livestock sector, really, as you said, the sector is neglected for a long time. For example, you know, there is no policy for several items in the life policy government. And one main challenge is we don't know where we are going to be. During last 6 years, we were transferred to different ministries. Once we were in public administration ministry as well, because our sector is taken to from one ministry to other ministry, and sometimes under the agriculture ministry, sometimes it will be the rural development ministry, sometimes the public administration. Like that, ministries, different ministries, we have experience of working under different ministries in the central. But if we, in case of provincial ministries, we are always the agriculture ministry. So our parallelly have agriculture department, irrigation department, fisheries, all are somewhat related and all have the livestock, livelihood activities with them. So this is one of the major challenges we are facing, because from the new government policy, we don't know where we are going to be fixed. During the period Armugam Thondaman, we had a Ministry of Livestock and Rural Industries that was functioning for a long time, but unfortunately it was demolished, and it was the livestock was thrown here and there. But finally, from the last year, the new government under the Honorable Rajapaksa's government, we with the agriculture ministry. So I think that is the suitable place. We there as a livestock, also livestock, fisheries, irrigation, all these sectors must be under one roof. So that is one issue. But certainly, I think from the new government, they will really realize it. They will put us in a proper place. And if we take the challenges facing in the sector in northern province is especially the input supply is not very done. For example, we don't have proper breeds. Here the breeding policy is implemented by the Central Department of Animal Production and Health. But once in a way import animals, very hybrid animals from Australia, New Zealand and all. But breeds are not suitable for northern province because northern province has a very high temperature compared to most of the other provinces. North and east we have high temperature and have a high humidity. So we need to have a specific breeds. It can suit to the climatic conditions as well as for the. So we have a earlier before these wars, that means before 2012, we had an artificial insemination center. In Tirunelveli, we had an artificial insemination center. We brought whatever the suitable stud bulls to that center and suitable stud goats in the center. We keep them. So generally, we produce our own semen to the northern and eastern areas. Sometimes we have distributed semen to Anuradhapura Puttalam also those days. But after the end of the war, the Central Department of Animal Production and Health has taken this responsibility to distribute the semen, taken that responsibility, and what they have done is now they are supplying semen from the central province. So they have the breeder farm there. From the breeder farm, they produce semen and they send here. In that case, we don't get our suitable semen for our specific one area. We are expecting some Indian kids, but we don't get the sufficient number of semen for the purpose. So another thing, feed. Because generally we have heavy rain. It is sometimes it makes a bad situation also. So only for 3 months getting us heavy rain. So during that period, we are facing really difficult to get animals feed there, because most of the feed areas that pasture fodder cultivation areas usually goes under flood. But unfortunately, last 2 years back, we faced a drought other side. So during the drought also, we don't get sufficient water because the irrigation facilities or irrigation facilities are mainly used for paddy. They don't generally they don't give water fodder and pasture. But last year, the fodder also brought under the crops. So from that we are starting to irrigate from the irrigation department's facilities to pasture also. So in the future, I think it will be okay because we can expand our area of cultivation of fodder, because in some areas the farmers cultivating fodder is more profitable than cultivation of paddy. So in case most of the farmers, there is a possibility to undertake fodder cultivation and animals. And now we are facing difficulty to get the concentrates. Concentrate means mash, poultry mash, everything. We have to depend on major multinational or national companies, Prima, CIC, Master Feeds, like that. There are companies, so we have to depend on for the concentrates. It's very expensive now comparatively. It is very expensive. Hard to find the cheapest feeding methods for our animals. So the poultry, in case of poultry, definitely we have to depend on the commercial feed for commercial poultry. So compared to the price of the eggs in the country, it is very difficult run a small scale or medium scale with the commercial feed available here. So the first recommendation is to establish a feed factory, commercial feed factory somewhere in northern province, and try to get raw material, at least 75% of the raw materials, the byproducts from the northern province itself. So there is a possibilities because we cultivate a huge amount of paddy, we cultivate huge amount of other cereals. So from their produce a meat, we can establish a feed factory somewhere in Kilinochchi or Mulla, and we can run it. In that case, we will be able to reduce the price of feed farmers and make them high profit. And for example, if you see, there are subsidies for the agriculture side, agriculture sector. You can see the, for example, fertilizers. They are giving a very good government is giving a very good subsidy to reduce cost of production. But the same way, they are not, that means animal production, animal farmers, they don't get any subsidies for their feed. So this is several times we have raised this problem in the our veterinary community and veterinary association and farmers associations. They have raised this one, but it has no succeeded, and still they have to pay the full amount, full value of the mash to produce their egg and milk. So this is another government has a policy, take a decision in the to change policy, or at least because these really make the farmers' cost of production very low. But at the same time, our cost of production is very, profit margin is so narrow. So farmers are not in a position to involve in the livestock sector. And if it's service sector, veterinary service sector, the Department of Animal Production and Health is the only government authority giving their services to the livestock farmers. If we take other sectors like agriculture, because I always compare with the agriculture. See, there are several agencies, agriculture research and seed producers, seed production center, and agrarian service centers, and Department of Agriculture, central and provincial. All there are number of institutions, number of organizations are working for the agriculture sector. But in case of stock, the sole and only one department is animal production and health, and we also facing great difficulty because very few number of technical staffs are there in the province. Not this province, all over the country, there's a very shortage for this technical person, because technical and veterinary surgeons and livestock development instructors, they are the medical technicians, are very essential to the extension service in the field. So, but lack of technical personalities, mainly the Jiva Perumal, there's only one faculty for the veterinary graduates. That also around 75 veterinary graduates. But out of this, around 25 to 50% of the graduates goes out. They are going abroad for the higher studies and looking for some other job. And from other part also, some of them are like to have the small animal practices. So that is mainly in Colombo areas are very popular for the very good earning also. So they are engaged in small animal practices, and they don't like to come to government service, because if you come to the government, you have to work in the field mainly for the livestock sector, not for the small animals. That is not much encouraged here. but stock sector, but you will be appointed in a very area first. So they don't like to work in the remote area because they don't have a good income, side income from the rural areas as a pet doctors. So the other veterinary graduates they are doing higher studies, and they are trying to get into the faculty. There are a number of medical faculties, agriculture faculties, and our veterinary faculties are trying to get into the faculties because the lecture posts they like to be in the lecturers. So this is another problem for sufficient number of